Hey guys, and welcome to another Fantasy Friday episode with me, Commander Wolfman. So, guys, it's been a long little bit of a wait, and I do apologise for keeping you all waiting for this list. I've been needing to do it for maybe the last 2 or 3 weeks now, because, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I obviously wanted to explain to you guys about some of the 3D model projects that will be going on with this channel. And trust me, this isn't actually the last part of the list. No, definitely not. So, obviously, guys, I won't bore everybody here. If you're not interested in listening to this list, then obviously don't bother watching the video today. But if you're interested in seeing what possibly may be coming up in the foreseeable future on a Fantasy Friday episode, then stick around because there's a lot to get through today. Which brings me on to the next thing. Grab yourself a drink and grab yourself a snack because we've got a lot to go through today. This could potentially be one of the longest videos I have done in a while. So yeah, guys, obviously, as you know, I do 3D model projects from time to time, on and off, and I get these 3D model prints done by a fellow called David. Now, you guys might remember David. We did a video, oh blimey, a while back now, when we were talking about models and bits and pieces, what got us into the hobbies, and obviously we had neutral interests in things, which was a pretty cool video. Shame I didn't keep it, because yeah, it would have been a cool thing to keep. Anyway, David has a 3D printer, and I eventually am hoping to get a 3D printer myself, because obviously I don't want David to do all this for me. I do want to try and have attempt to go myself eventually one day in the future. Once obviously I've got the money to buy myself a printer and actually have the space to put one somewhere, because some of them aren't small and some of them are not easy to store away, and obviously I understand that the materials that you have to use into them can sometimes be a little fiddly, and I know at times it can also be, well, I mean, you guys have seen the Halo project, you know how those Warthogs came out. There's sometimes the projects don't come out exactly as you plan them to do. So most of it's experimental, as we all know, but when it all comes out, it comes out well. So guys, let's talk a little bit about this list today. So as you guys can see, I have got a bunch of vehicles and tanks and things from various franchises of video games and genres that are out there. But these are the vehicles that have kind of taken my eye. Now, as you guys can see to start with, the first vehicle in question is the Mammoth Tank. Now, I have briefly showed you the Mammoth Tank, and that's this guy right here. He does look a bit rough around the edge, guys, because I've not started with the project just yet. So I've got a lot of cleaning to do, but this is a good example of what to look for in the foreseeable future. So yeah, we've got a Mammoth Tank. We will have an Overlord tank from CNC Generals. So obviously I better explain to you guys a little bit about some of these vehicles, because some of you may not know, and for those of you who do know, well, you obviously don't have to know about it, but here's the story for you guys that you do know. CNC stands for Command and Conquer. And Command and Conquer is a strategy game that was developed way back in the early 90s. it's an absolute banger of a video game, especially if you're into strategy games like I am. And I love all of them. I loved the original CNC games. I loved Red Alert, Generals. Loved them all, except for, well, one or two which we won't talk about. So the Overlord tank is the Chinese super heavy unit similar to the Mammoth tank. And it's in Command and Conquer Generals, and I have found a model of one, so that will hopefully be coming up. Next on the list is a Baneblade. Now, I have built a Baneblade in the past, and I'm going to do one again. Majorly because you guys know I'm doing the Kratos tank at the moment, and she is looking fantastic, by the way, guys. Can't wait to show you the next update on her. Well, I say that the next update's already up, but from the recording of this episode, there's been a lot more progress. Anyway, so to go with the other super heavy vehicle in the Warhammer universe when it comes to the Imperium of Man, I decided I want to get myself another Baneblade. So that one is probably going to be not 3D printed. That one's going to be brought from my local Warhammer shop, which will, well, I say local, the localist one will be in Crawley, so that's where I'll be getting this from. Next to that is the Gears of War Centaur. So Gears of War is another franchise I absolutely love to bits. I love some of the vehicles and weaponry in that game. Some of it's absolutely brutal. Good story, if you like those sort of games. But the Centaur was one of my favourite vehicle designs in the game. I do have a few favourites in there, like the KRs and one or two other vehicles that the Grubs used. But the Centaur stood out for me because it's a very unique looking vehicle. So I'm hoping to get one of those 3D printed. Next door to that, we're back to the Command and Conquer universe with the Annihilator Tripod. So, yes, you guys do know I do love me War of the World stuff. And in Command and Conquer Tiberium Wars 3, there's a third playable race that comes into the whole system halfway through the campaigns. They're called the Skrin, and one of their heaviest units is a tripod, which is similar to a War of the Worlds tripod. It has heavy beam rays and it kills anything that gets close to it. I love the design, so hopefully we'll get one of those 3D printed. Still with the CNC universe, we are now with the Nod faction, so the Brotherhood of Nod, GDI's hated enemy, and one of my favourite factions in the name of Cain. Anyway, Stealth Tank is one of the vehicles I do love. I have found 3, maybe 4 different variants of Stealth Tank on the website in question, and I may go with the one that's from CNC3, but we'll have a see about that, but definitely looking at getting one of those printed. The USA Paladin tank from Command and Conquer Generals, so it's the USA's best tank they've got in their game. Well, in their faction, obviously every faction has its best tanks. The Paladin is one of the best in the USA's arsenal of things, so I'm hoping to get one of those printed. And we're back to CNC with GDI, and it's the Predator tank. So I have found the exact Predator tank I've been looking for. It's the one from CNC3, so we'll hopefully be getting one of those printed. Then we're back to Nod, again with the Command and Conquer series with the Avatar unit. So basically a giant walk-in mech. I do love the design of the avatars, and I'm glad to see someone has made a 3D print of one, so hopefully we'll be getting one of those put into place very soon. Then we're going into another universe which I love to bits, the Halo universe. So, the Covenant Wraith, yes, a powerhouse of a vehicle. It lobs plasma shells, well, it lobs plasma rounds against anything that gets close to it. It obliterates targets. It was a lot of fun in the original 3 games. Then again, I don't recall being able to play it in number 3, but number 2 and number 3, I definitely know you can play it in number 3. Anyway, multiplayer in Halo 3 was absolutely hilarious back in the day. So, you know, playing with the Wraith, people would definitely get very, very quickly annoyed with you when you were inside one of those things. So we're definitely going to get one of those 3D printed. I should mention one other thing, guys, that I'm hoping to get relatively all these model prints in a similar scale, and possibly to the scale of the Mammoth tank here, because anything too big or too small, yeah, it wouldn't look very spectacular, would it? And the Mammoth tank there was, it's just about the right scale for me, so I'm happy with that. And we're still in the Halo universe. We're going to get the Scorpion tank, which ironically at the moment, as we speak, David is hopefully 3D printing one for me. So look out for that, because that'll be coming up very soon. And then we're into, well, we're into the real world sort of things now. So World of Tanks back in its heyday was a lot of fun for me, and I enjoyed playing in some tanks which were, well, absolutely ridiculous. Let me put it that way. The size of them, the idea behind them, just crazy vehicles. So the OI Experimental, some of you might know the tier, well, on the PlayStation Xbox version, the tier 4 and 5, or was it 5 and 6, one of the two. Anyway, the OI Experimental was an absolute beast of a tank. I enjoyed playing in it. Didn't mind the design, thought it was quite hilarious to play around in a tank that was double the size of everybody else that was around me. So I'm hoping to get one of those 3D printed. I think David, well, I'm hoping we can get this done in a 1/72nd scale, because if it was a 135, it'd just be enormous, which just would not work. The thing would basically outsize the Baneblade. Let me put it that way. Still with World of Tanks, we've got the Type 5 Heavy from Japan, and it's another tank which I love. I love the design of the tank, a very beast of a vehicle. Don't recall it being that good, but I just like it. It's not a bad vehicle, so hopefully get one of those printed. Same scale as the R1 Experimental if that's a possibility. Then we're going into tanks which I'm actually going to get model kits of. So the Tiger 1, not sure what variant yet I will get, but I do plan to get one. Same with the KV1, plan to get one of those in 135 scale. These two will be in 135s. If it's a model kit, guys, it'll be 135 scale because I have worked with these tanks before in the past and I want to get them again. Sherman, Easy 8, we all know. Centaur, obviously not Centaur, Centurion from the UK, so the medium tank that was one of the best tanks in the world of its time. Still technically is to this day. I think it's not bad, it's genuinely a very good vehicle. But I never built one. Honestly, I never actually built one, so I'm hoping to get one of those in the foreseeable future. Then we're off to Warhammer again with the Chimera. Now, I'm not sure which type I want to get, but something tells me I'm thinking of getting the Hellhound or possibly the one with the big gun on the turret. I have no idea yet, guys, and I can't tell you until I get my hands on one. But definitely going to get my hands on the Chimera. Then we're back to the Soviet Russians with Red Alert 2 with the Apocalypse tank. So it's similar to the Overlord, it's similar to the Mammoth tank, but the Soviets just made it that little bit more better. Red Alert is obviously another favourite series of mine, guys, as I mentioned before. It's in the Command and Conquer universe where you played as the Allies and the Soviet Russians back in the heyday of the, well, not so Cold War. And the Apocalypse tank is one of my favourite units in the series, both 1, 2 and 3. Although technically number 1 has the Mammoth tank, and then 2 and 3 have the Apocalypse tank in 2 different variants, which is just plain awesome. So we'll hopefully get one of those printed. Now, ironically, the Lehman Russ, I do apologise, in case you guys are wondering, I'm not very good with me spelling. I am autistic, a bit dyslexic, so yeah, sorry about that, it's just the way I'm built. But yeah, the Warhammer Lehman Russ. So I have actually got one now, and that'll be something I'll be working on maybe after the Kratos, but let's see how we go with other things first. And the next one down between that is the StarCraft Siege tank. Now, I'm actually quite surprised to see that. I didn't know people did 3D prints of anything to do with StarCraft. I thought it was actually quite forgotten after a while. But it turns out somebody has done a 3D print of the StarCraft Siege tank from StarCraft 2. So, yeah, gonna get my hands on one of those because that thing was a beast. Again, StarCraft, in case anyone's wondering, is a strategy game. It's probably one of the very first types of strategy games that came up back in the day, and I absolutely adore both games. Lots of fun. It's a shame they've not really made much in the way of any, well, it's a shame it hasn't come out for any consoles, because it technically could be done, but, well, I digress. So yeah, that's the list of vehicles. And just in case you guys are wondering, obviously circumstances are to change because obviously some of these vehicles may come out looking great, in which case I will show them off as we do the progress on them. Some vehicles may not be doable because obviously some programs can be a bit finicky, and obviously there may be more added to the list later on as we go. But for now, guys, that concludes the actual vehicle side of things. So there is actually going to be a figure side of things, or a statue side of things, to come in the foreseeable future. And yes, guys, these do not deceive you. Sonic the Hedgehog, Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot. 3 of my absolute bangers of video games. I absolutely adore playing the original 3 Spyro games, the original 3 Crash Bandicoots, and Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, ironically enough, a couple of weeks ago I was playing on the Sonic Origins series on the Xbox, and it brought back a lot of memories. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get a 3D print of him, a 3D print of Spyro from the original series, and obviously Crash Bandicoot. Well, need I say more? I found a particular 3D print of him especially as the way I'm actually trying to get my hands on him. Basically, Crash is leaning on a box. I think he's leaning on one of the boxes, and he's holding a Wumpa fruit, which I think he's about to eat. So yeah, got to have that one. No collection of Halo would be complete without Master Chief. Now, a friend of mine actually has got a Master Chief, but it's not the variant I'm after. The one I want is the one of him in Halo 3. So, yeah, found him. That's the one I'm going to get there. Then we're back to Gears of War with Marcos Phoenix, one of the main characters in the game. Obviously had Marcos, Dominic, Baird, and we all know Coltrane. I have to admit, guys, I did want to buy. Well, I did want to get all four characters 3D printed, but I am limited to space. Maybe in the foreseeable future, maybe I might get the rest of the characters created. But Marcus, well, he sticks with you to the far end of things, and I do love the character. Very cool character. So yeah, definitely gonna try and get a 3D print done with him. And yes, guys, Tommy Vercetti. Is that possible, Baz? Can you find Tommy Vercetti? Yes, I found a couple of variants of him on this website in question. And I found one of where he's basically holding the M4 just before he raids DS's mansion with Lance. So yeah, going to get a 3D print of that guy because he's one of my favourite characters apart from Carl and maybe Trevor, but not really focusing on GTA 5 or San Andreas that much because, yeah, I must admit, Vice City was one of my favourite games back in its heyday. I didn't mind San Andreas, it was a lot of fun, but I don't know, there was just that, you only have that, how do I put it, you had that flavour that you liked in GTA, and it never left you. Well, that's kind of the thing that happened with me in Vice City, so that's why I'm getting Tommy Vercetti. And then last but not least is Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2. As you guys can see, that's pretty much the scale of it there, a 325mm figure. And it's not just Arthur, he comes with a horse, all of his gear. Oh man, I tell you, that I'm going to ask David to print this one off next after he's done with the Scorpion, because that will be a nice figure once it's all painted up and done. And yeah, I just love the story of Red Dead Redemption. I have found figures of Dutch, John, a bunch of the other characters in Red Dead, a bunch of different horses. But I thought to myself, no, Baz, if we are going to go after any characters in Red Dead Redemption, let's go after the main two protagonists first. So Arthur's going to be the first one. We may get John Marston later. Let's just see how it goes, guys. You know, how things are with things. Now, I'll be lying to you guys if I said that's the end of that. But I'm not lying to you. We're not at the end of it yet. There is another list, which until I've done some more research on, I'm not going to be showing you guys for a little while yet. And considering the content I've got on this list for you guys at the moment is what it is at the moment. Hopefully David can help me out with some of this. This is how it's going to be for a couple of episodes in between other various things on the Fantasy Fridays. But I'm looking forward to showing some of this stuff off with you guys because, yeah, it'll be just awesome to have some of these vehicles and characters from various franchises that I love to bits, and probably so did you guys, you know, so let's just see how we go with that. So before I end the video, obviously it's not the end of things yet, there's a little bit more news to go with things. So obviously David does do various projects for other people he does models for, and I've got 3 particular unique characters that he has printed. I have no idea what genre they're from, guys, so do not ask. But we got some sort of Spartan from some universe. David gave me these because basically, apparently they're not his best work. So you guys could get the idea what's going on there. If this is not his best work, you want to know what is? Well, you'll see soon enough, I suspect, most definitely. Anyway, so yeah, we've got a Spartan of some sort. I've got a giant which has a heaping load of junk and treasure and bits and pieces. Not sure where he's from, so I've got to do some research on him. I've actually got to do some research on all 3 of these because I have no idea where they're from whatsoever. And then I've got this guy over here, which every time I look at his, well, you see, say his face, look at the shape of him, he gives me Dark Soul vibes. Not sure if he is from Dark Souls. If any of you out there know where he's from, then feel free to let me know in the comment box below. But he does give me Dark Soul vibes, so I've got 3 particular figure projects which I'm hoping to show off to you guys as we go with things. He actually does come with a bit more of a cloak, and all 3 of them do have stands, as you can see. I kind of already know what I want to do with the Spartan there. I'm going to make him like Zeus, so I'm going to give him a repaint on his skin, and then obviously get some shiny gold. Got to get a lot of gold and bits and pieces done then, because if he looks like a Spartan, he's going to be a Spartan, which means part of that cloak he's wearing is going to go red. Same with the top of his helmet there. That's got to go red because it just looked really awesome that way. So I have no idea when I'm going to be showing these guys off yet, guys, but after done with Kratos, well, we'll do another model project and go from there. As for this, as I said before, guys, keep an eye out on the channel, because once I have got some news for you, I will happily share it with you. And as the projects come, of course, you know, these obviously, when it comes to 3D model prints, it does take some time to get things 3D printed. And yeah, obviously I want to show you guys what can be done, if that made any sense. And yeah, we will go from there, guys. So thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this rather long video into things today. Keep an eye out next week, because there'll be another update on the Kratos tank. And as far as I'm concerned, it will be the Kratos tank until we're finished with it. And then we'll go from there. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for watching. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekend. Look after yourselves and take care. Ta-ta for now.